from the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership here in beautiful, scenic, crime-free Lewisville, Texas. It is the Texas Football Today Playoff Prediction Special. We made it, folks. My name's Greg Tepper. I'm the editor-in-chief of Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine and TexasFootball.com. Thank you for spending part of your day with us, whether you're watching us live at TexasFootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Friendster, MySpace.
We're not there.
If you are watching us on, Rabbit Ears, or you're listening to us on the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part to support your local mediocre internet show. I am sitting over there at the helm today, making us sound good, pushing all the buttons, twisting all the levers, dials. You twist dials.
You don't twist levers.
She is the Dutch of the Dorks, Miss 305, Miss 956. She's Ashley Pickle.
Hi, friends. Happy playoff prediction spectacular.
It is.
It's not a special. It's a spectacular.
It's spectacular. It is
Give it the credit that it's due.
It is so spectacular that Pickle is sitting in the booth over there because sitting to my right is the senior high school writer for Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Your boos sustain him. They nourish him. It's Carter Yates. Hi, Carter.
Woke up with fire in my belly to chill in the air. I knew it was playoff season, baby.
If we were to stop right here, this would be a pretty loaded show. Pickle, Carter, also me. But let's go over to the power zone where we are joined by Big Crute and Little Crute. It's Greg Powers and Mallory Hartley. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Thanks for making some time for us.
Of course.
We're going to talk a little some Texas high school football playoffs. We are going to unveil all 12 of our predictions for the playoffs. We're going to reveal our predictions for all 12 brackets here over the next, I don't know how long this is going to take. We'll find out. But we'll be unveiling all those. Of course, TexasFootball.com/playoffs is where you can go to check out everything you need for the Texas high school football playoffs. Today is Monday, November 10th, 2025. It is a mere 17 days to Thanksgiving.
Let's go.
Happy birthday. We missed this, actually, Pickle. Belated happy birthday last week to NLE Choppa.
Oh, no way.
He turned, wow. He had a birthday.
What a milestone.
He had a birthday on November 1st. Happy birthday to NLE Choppa.
Why did Mallory get so excited about that?
I have no idea. Can you name an NLE Choppa song?
I can't off the top of my head.
Not
now.
on air, at least.
Okay, no boo for that one. That one was warranted.
Well done. Well done. It is episode 1895 or
97.
Something. 97. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. So that's what we're here to do. We are here to unveil our predictions for all 12 Texas high school football playoff brackets. Each of us, plus Matt Stepp, who has a big boy job, we have predicted the winner of each region and the state champion.
And first four through the door.
And we predicted the first four through the door, which are...
Jersey number 69.
First
that's
of many
for me.
predictions you've gotten wrong. Tony Blaylock, C. Snyder 78, JM, and Preston Skinner. Welcome in, fellas. Look at that. Wah, wah, wah.
Oh, buddy. It's a tough scene. It's a tough scene. All right. We're doing all 12 brackets, and we could do the thing where we start from the bottom, and now we're here. But we're going to start.
Do that.
We're going to start at the largest classification, Class 6A. And before we go, you guys haven't seen each other's predictions, correct?
Nope.
Is that correct?
I've just heard hints of them in the office today.
Yeah, we've seen hints of them. So we're going to start with 6A Division 1, the big boys. And here are the predictions. You can see them now on your screen.
Pickle!
I would say there's certainly some variety, and I think that speaks to, Greg Powers, the parity we've seen in 6A this year.
Yeah, it's been a really good year. A lot of great teams going back and forth, and I'm interested to see that we had so many different picks. A lot of love for Ridgepoint from Matt Stepp right there. We got a chance to watch them play Cypress Bridgeland earlier this year, and did you know it's the most loaded team in all of Texas with D1 talent, over 25, and I'm saying most of them are FBS level recruits on that team.
The WTF crew is taking Allen to win the state championship. You guys are riding high with the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, you've been saying it all year. I think Capital B back. I think that not only are they capable of scoring, but it's been the defense that's impressed me the most. I think that they're just a hard-hitting vintage Allen Eagles ball club.
Well, and I think too that gritty win over Prosper too really sold me. They know how to close out games, how to win games, and the resume's just been really impressive this year. And I think Tepper and you and I were talking about just 6A D1 as a whole earlier, and I think every team kind of has their own flaws, right? There is not a perfect team in this bracket. The least flawed, in my opinion, I think, is Allen.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And I don't think I'll just say this. I feel less sure about 6A Division 1 this year than I think I ever have. Carter and Powers, you guys are riding with Duncanville.
Well, in a year where you feel less sure than ever, I'm going with the most stable commodity, and that's the Duncanville Panthers. And I want to be clear here. I have absolutely zero inside information, so I am just concocting this narrative in my own brain.
Yeah. We love a manufactured narrative.
Yes, exactly. So let me land the plane here. I think that there's been some smoke about Reginald Samples, the godfather of Dallas high school football, getting up there in his career and been thinking about a potential retirement. I know it's been reported on. He's still one of the best coaches of all time and the best current coaches. I could see Duncanville rising to the top in a year where no one is a known commodity, and then him riding off in the sunset after this year.
That's totally fair. Powers, why do you like Duncanville?
Defense. And when it comes down to nitty-gritty time, it gets late into the playoffs, things get cold, people get into off-putting situations. I'm riding the best defensive front in the state, and that's Landon Barnes, KJ Ford, and Ja'Cory Johnson. Those guys are amazing, but they also have a tremendous back end. So I was really pressed to try to pick between Allen and Duncanville. The thing that put me over the edge was the fact that Duncanville has what I think is the most elite defense in the state.
So I have neither Allen nor Duncanville winning their own region. I have
North Forney.
I got North Crowley winning Region 1. I got North Forney winning Region 2 because, as they say, offense wins championships. And, I mean, Legend Bay, and the way that offense is humming right now, I love what they've been doing offensively. I got North Shore winning Region 3. That's pretty universal aside from Step. And then I think if there's ever a year for a San Antonio team, I think Lake Travis has been excellent, but I think that losing Van Hopping, their running back, could really hurt them. And San Antonio Johnson has kind of flown under the radar at 10-0. I really like this Johnson ball club, but I do like, in that same way of like, I'm not going to overthink it. 6A Division 1 feels wide open, and so I'm going to go with North Shore as a kind of a known commodity.
I do love the North Forney sleeper pick because when I was reaching out to some coaches asking about predictions for the playoffs, I had multiple unprompted tell me Legend Bay is spectacular. Like, I was not even asking about North Forney, and they just, on their own accord, were like, hey, by the way, North Forney and Legend Bay, I haven't seen a guy like this in a long time.
He just flipped to Ohio State a couple minutes ago, too.
Getting ready to say breaking recruiting news. He just flipped his commitment. And then, I don't know, we can give a little bit of a teaser. We got some news coming on Legend Bay tomorrow for this week in recruiting. So
That's
And
what
we're in bracket number 1, and they're already popping off over here. This is incredible.
We're cooking.
That's what we call lateral tees. That is 6A Division 1. The big boys, of course. You can find all of our predictions and all the brackets at texasfootball.com/playoffs. 6A Division 1. Okay, we will now move on to 6A Division 2. 6A Division 2, where I think there's a little bit more uniformity, but certainly some surprises here. There is uniformity in Region 1. All of us like South Lake Carroll, and I think all of us here would at the very least put them on the very short list to win the state championship. Is this correct?
Yeah, last year they were a year early, it felt like, returning 19 starters this year. I don't see a flaw, really, in this ball club. I think this is the year Riley Dodge gets over that state championship hump and wins his first as a head coach. I know he's gotten so close in 2 of them thus far. I just love that storyline.
They're unanimous, in Region 1. Region 2 is where things get funky. We have, is that 4 different teams winning Region 2? We'll start with Greg Powers. You've been Fleener-pilled. The Forney Jackrabbits.
look, Forney stepped up to 6A during the last realignment. Right before that, they had a remarkable playoff run. It seems like they've recaptured some of that magic heading into this season. And when it gets into the playoffs, I like a team that you can trust the offensive line and you can trust the running back. And there isn't a more proven commodity at running back in the Lone Star State than Javian Osborne, who's committed to Notre Dame. That's why I like Forney, but that region is ridiculous. I mean, I switched that pick DeSoto, College Park, and then at the very last second, he was like, you know what? My heart's telling me Forney. Greg, go with your heart.
For Carter and Pickle, your heart was telling you to Lobo up.
Yeah, let's go. We actually agreed on something. No, I've been really impressed with what Longview does, and I think the thing for me that made me choose the Longview pick is this is a team that has been battle tested. They've had a lot of games that have gone down to the wire. They know what it's like to have to grit out these wins, and I think that pays dividends. I think that they're playing for John King. I just think there's a lot that I like that notes to them going and having a long run.
You look at the 6-4 record, but all 4 losses have come by a combined 11 points. And it's against South Oak Cliff, Ruston, Louisiana, which is a powerhouse there, Forney, and North Forney. The North Forney game, they were up huge. I think we all know here I'm a narrative guy.
You are a narrative guy.
With Georgia Tech and Haynes King having the special season they're having, John King battling cancer and coaching still, I could just see Longview making a magical run. And we look up and say, how the hell did this happen?
Mallory Hartley, College Park.
Yeah, and I think I picked College Park for the same reason that y'all picked Longview. I think that they've been battle tested. They've played a really good Willis team and won. They played the Woodlands and won there too. I think they have a loaded offense with Camden Hughes there at quarterback and this new receiver that moved in from California and Julian Cromartie. He's a freak show.
Yep.
And then on the defensive line, they've got Marco Beltran, Jordan Grant on the defensive line, and then at DB, Marco Beltran. They're just a loaded team, but the thing about them too is they're young. So if this is not their year, don't count them out. They're coming back. But I think that they could do it this year.
That's what
They could win the
scared me
region.
off of College Park is the young. Same with San Antonio Johnson. Those were 2 teams that I really like, but it scared me off the youth a little bit.
Yeah, Johnson is certainly very young there in 6AD1. If you're going to hear a theme from me, it's don't overthink it.
You don't want to get called out by Claude Mathis.
Also
No.
true. DeSoto.
Let's just say that.
Just like, here's the thing. When DeSoto plays to their paper, I think them or South Lake Carroll are the best team in the bracket. Plain and simple. Most talented team in the bracket. Can they put that together for 6 weeks? That's the question for them. Or at least four to get out of the region, too.
I think the winner of DeSoto Longview wins that region. And DeSoto will be looking for revenge because Longview spanked them last year 50-14.
Region 3, we do love District 23 6A. It's a matter of C.E. King or Summer Creek. Who wants to speak on Summer Creek's behalf?
Boy, that
Did
looks
y'all
like,
see last week against North Shore?
Yeah, there you go.
That's my case.
I'm going to say since I picked them to win state, and I see I'm the only Summer Creek believer in the group. 123 6A, 27 over North Shore to close it out. A tremendous defense and an offense that has continued to evolve with quarterback Noah Spinks. I really like Summer Creek.
My argument for C.E. King simple. They've already beaten Summer Creek.
I didn't want to put too much stock into last week's win against North Shore. It was very impressive, but I think C.E. King is the faster team, and I think that says something in the playoffs. But more so than that, I think C.E. King has a easier path to get there. I think Summer Creek's going to have to play some dogs before they can get there.
Why did you not want to put too much stock into the win over North Shore? I mean, that's an amazing win.
It is.
It is.
Here's where I'm at, and I'm certainly
Yeah, go ahead.
push back on this. To me, North Shore, that is a matter of North Shore didn't have a whole lot to play for.
Okay.
North Shore,
Yeah, that's fair.
I agree with that.
I think North Shore, like going into it, I don't want to overread one result because that is so wildly different from what we've seen from North Shore in the last 8 weeks. If it had been like, I think it's strange to say, if it had been like 35-21, I might be more worried about North Shore. You know what I mean? I think this was a matter of like North Shore motivation type thing. Okay, Region 4. We all like, District 25 6A it is, which is, or 26 6A, Dripping Springs or Westlake. Carter and Pickle, you guys are on Westlake?
Pickle, we aren't so different, you and I. And, I think we both
I like this.
I think
Can I change my picks? Is it too late?
No, these are locked in.
I think we both look at the pedigree of Austin Westlake, and the last time they didn't win the region was 2016.
Yeah.
I think they avenge their season-ending loss to Dripping Springs. They're 7-3 right now. I think that raised some eyebrows, but I still believe in Tony Salazar's defense.
Yeah, I think that was exactly what I went to. I feel like most of the time, if they both end up in a D1 situation, we're looking and going, okay, it's going to be like Travis Westlake. We're going to have a rematch there. I think Westlake is just one of those teams that understands how to continue to play for that long. And I don't think that, like, Reese Wise is playing fine. You know, I don't think that it would be a high-scoring game, but I trust the Westlake defense more than I trust the Dripping Springs offense.
I think for me, Drip has looked so good. And by the way, again,
resume is
they just
impressive.
beat Westlake. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that, I think helps as well. So that to me, and then all of us except for Greg Powers, who's a real ball knower, we all like South Lake Carroll. I think South Lake Carroll is the team to beat in this bracket.
I agree.
I think they've looked the part. They've been wire to wire number 1 in 6A. But Greg Powers thinks we're crazy.
I don't think that you're crazy. I think that's the game that I've been wanting all year is South Lake Carroll and Summer Creek. I feel good about our chances of getting it. I agree with Pickle that Summer Creek has to go through a gauntlet, but I think they're better than Katy. They play Katy.
Man, it's wild that nobody took
That's.
Katy.
I was gonna say that's crazy that nobody
That's got
even
to be the
mentioned
first
Katie.
time in a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
That's a good team.
CE King has that speed with Dylan Mitchell and Deion Sims, and even their third running back or Antoine Sanders. He might be the best player on the team, so they're absolutely stacked. But I just don't think that they can slow down Summer Creek. I mean, Summer Creek is going to put the ball in the air against them this next time, and I think it could be a score fest. But I think that Summer Creek could put 50 on them.
Pickle, can you pull up the graphic again, and can we all take a look at Powers' headshot? Because this is
Yeah.
a man on an island.
yeah.
This is a man who will defend his island.
Yeah, I don't want to
death.
pick against Greg Powers.
Yeah, now I'm scared.
There's 6A Division 2. Our predictions. Of course, you can find everything you need for the Texas High School Football Playoffs at texasfootball.com/playoffs. On to 5A Division 1. And in 5A Division 1, we've got some things to talk about here. It's an Alito. Basically, the question is it an Alito year or is it not an Alito year? And 4 people think it's an Alito year. Mallory, Pickle, Powers, and Carter. You guys all think that this is an Alito year. I mean, look, they're one of the most decorated. They're the most decorated program in Texas high school football history. It's hard to be to fault you guys for going with the Bearcats.
You know, ever since the 15-14 win over Denton Ryan, they've settled on quarterback Lincoln Tubbs and scored 61, 72, 73, and 77 points. And the 72-10 win over Richland was the eye-opener for me because Richland took Denton Ryan to the mat, but Lincoln Tubbs had 5 touchdowns in that game. The defense allows 6.6 points per game. They've been awesome all year. I think Alito wins a 13th state championship, and the question all offseason is Class 6A ready for Alito?
That's a fair question.
Question.
Okay. I want to take a look at Region 2 because I think Region 2 is really interesting. 4 of us have Lone Star, right? But Powers and Carter, you guys are on the Buck Randall train for Highland Park. Why Highland Park, Greg Powers?
Well, first off, I like Buck Randall. I like the Highland Park defense. Cannon Bozeman, I feel like, is one of the more underrated players in the state. They can score points. I really struggled with it. You know, Tepper, I picked Lone Star at first. I switched my pick to Highland Park. I think it could go either way. It's a coin flip game. And at the end of the day, it's hard for me to pick against Highland Park in the playoffs. And that's really truly the reason why. They have the pedigree and they have the experience and they have – I mean, Jeff Rayburn's done a tremendous job there, and they've made some deep runs, made it to the state championship game, so that could be a true war. But I just had to give the edge right now to Randy Allen.
I picked him
Did you
because
see
of
how-
Randy Allen.
I just see how sad
Yeah.
I'm not sad, but I was like, it's tough. I mean, you get in these situations where you like a team. Like, I like a team like Lone Star. They're just loaded with Davion Gross and Carice Hoyt, but I just feel
Right.
like Highland Park HP is like a team.
Well, I think that's why I picked Frisco Lone Star too, is because when you take a look at the roster, they're loaded, but they're all seniors. I mean, Carice Hoyt, of course, is not a senior, but Davion Gross, Ryder Mix, Jordan Deck, Christopher Knowles. This is their year, I feel like.
Well, what's interesting about that, if they do play, both quarterbacks are sophomores, Trey
Right.
Wright and Buck Randall.
Buck
So
Randall.
it would be young at quarterback, experienced everywhere else.
Yeah, right.
I also took Frisco Lone Star for that exact reason. I felt like for me it was one of those things that this was kind of more of a hopeful pick in a way for Jeff Rayburn, that ball club. I mean, if they're going to do it, it feels like this is the year. If they can't get it done this year, I probably will be burnt out on picking.
I think this is the best roster he's probably ever had.
Yes.
I think so. But you have an interesting note about Randy Allen.
I picked them simply for the narrative that if Randy Allen wins 4 playoff games, he becomes the all-time winningest playoff coach in Texas high school football history.
Thanks. So
Wow.
if they win Region 2, then
Yeah,
then
they
he
have
gets
to win the region.
All right, on to Region 3, where the wagon, Port Arthur Memorial, has got some fans. I've been a Port Arthur Memorial guy since about week 6, and I'm like, I think this team is loaded. Steps going with Laporte, and he's got Laporte winning the state championship as well. He has been a big Laporte guy all year long. And then there's Mallory Hartley. Girl, you want to talk about high risk, high reward here.
She has the Vaca Puna Facchetti hangover.
No. Because here's the thing, is that Pflugerville Weiss in the first round is going to Laporte. So one of you is going to lose your regional champion. You could knock Step State champion out of the first round.
Yeah, and we saw Pflugerville Weiss this year, and it's a high risk, high reward. I think on a good day, when they play really good offense, they play good defense too. But I also don't trust that defense as much as I probably should. But I love how loaded this roster is. I mean, Trey Moore is one of my favorite receivers in the entire state of Texas. I know it's new coach there this year, but they're also in the bottom portion of that brackets or of the region, so they don't have to run into College Station or A&M Consolidated. They're only 2 losses on the year until later on. That is, if they can get through Laporte week 1. But
do you want to know what makes me really nervous about your Weiss pick? Is that Step picked Laporte, and I was worried about Sean Simon being 100% healthy for Laporte, but there's no way he makes this pick if Sean Simon's got
Now I'm nervous.
flat tires, right?
I'm
If
riding
Sean
with the
Simon's
Wolves.
got flat tires, Step's not picking him.
I also think the Jackson Shad and the Dallas Shad brother connection at quarterback and wide receiver super strong right now. They're gelling. Give me
Mallory's
Weiss.
going to get
Region
invited to the
3.
parade if Pflugerville Weiss just
Come
wins
on,
their
Wolves,
my
don't let me
district
down.
round.
If they
Don't let
just
me
beat
down.
Laporte this week.
Yeah, Mallory's
Don't
leading the
let me down.
parade.
I didn't need any more juice to get excited for that first round matchup.
now I
I'm so invested now. Mallory for Step.
Well, if she's going to come in on Friday in like a red shirt, it's going to be crazy. And
Send me your shirt.
It's a sweep in Region 4. We all like Smithson Valley. I'm the only one with the courage to take the defending state champs to go back to back. Like, I don't know. Again, I ain't overthinking it. They're the reigning state champs. They've been excellent all year long. And I've said it on this program before, defense wins championships. And so they've got the defense. Hudson Woods and that outstanding defense, I think they are the favorite in Region 4, and I think that they're the favorite to win the championship. That's me. Now, Alito, obviously, look, they loom as long. And I can't necessarily argue against that, but I do like Smithson Valley to go back to back. That's my pick. That is 5A Division 1. We are rolling here on the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Today playoff prediction spectacular. TexasFootball.com/playoffs for all your playoff needs. We are now going to matriculate from 5A Division 1 to 5A Division 2, and this is where it's going to get saucy. Let's get real saucy here. A variety here. 3 different teams predicted to win the state championship. We'll start with Ashley Pickle in the booth. Ashley Pickle ain't overthinking it. The Richmond Randall Lions, still the champions, and your pick to go back to back.
I've been Landon William Callis Pilled. That's the point. The point of it. I watched the Rising Game of the Week when y'all did Richmond Randall and Iowa Colony. I like their playoff path the best. I think this team is fun to watch, and I would absolutely love a rematch between Sock and Richmond Randall. Just that's what I'm hoping for, and it was just kind of one of those things. Sock obviously has a great track record of just getting to the playoffs and reminding us exactly who they are as a team. I don't think that they're a bad team at all. I think they could easily win the state championship, but Randall is just so fun to watch offensively.
I'll speak on my own behalf. Port Neches Groves. Again, like my whole thought process putting together my picks was I'm not going to overthink it. This is the best offense Jeff Joseph has had at PNG. Yeah. And we know that defense is going to show up in the playoffs. Plain and simple. And essentially, I think last year they lost to South Oak Cliff because their offense wasn't good enough. Like, I'm not trying to trash them. I'm just saying I think their offense wasn't good enough. Their offense has leveled up this year. And I think PNG is really dangerous. I think this is a really, really fun Region 2. Obviously, we're all kind of careening towards that regional final between South Oak Cliff and PNG, it feels like.
You mentioned PNG's offense is so much better. What are the chances South Oak Cliff got way better, too?
That's fair, too.
I have not forgotten about them beating North Shore 41-31, losing to Duncanville by just 7, and beating Longview 20-17 in non-district play. I think their quarterback, Jaden Williams, really benefited from 7-on-7 this year. They made a bigger emphasis on working on the pass game throughout the summer so that way they can show it off at AT&T Stadium.
Well, and just talking about South Oak Cliff's defense here, they haven't let a single point up since September.
That is true.
Since September. Now, take it with a grain of
Yeah.
salt. I know that they are clearly the favorite in that district, but to outscore the teams like they have been doing, it's like 60 burger, 50 burger, 70 burger to nothing. I mean, it's impressive.
It was the Longview win that convinced me because I
Yeah.
felt like that is a playoff win. That is a type of game that you put on your schedule because you want to test yourself against a team that's going to bring it all 4 quarters, and you have to overcome some adversity to win that game. And that's why I'm big on Sock.
And I know we're big fans of that 1-2 punch, dynamic 1-2 punch in Mikhail Trotter and Levon Morton too back
Yeah,
there.
they're pretty special in the backfield.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to touch briefly on Region 1 because we got some disagreements. I'm going to go back to the power zone here because tell me you guys are recruiting guys without telling me you're recruiting guys. Both of you guys are on Walnut Grove to win Region 1.
I disagree with you, Tepper, because if you're a recruiting guy, you're on Melissa, you're on Argyle. I feel like a little bit here versus you have Anna as well.
Yeah.
It's
It was
a tough first-round match with Timberview, though.
This was a struggle
Me too.
for me because I'll be honest, I almost picked Anna. I think that Anna has a chance to do some things in this bracket. I was real close to it. The reason why I stuck with Walnut Grove is the depth, the amount of players they have on the team. It's to me, it feels like one of those swing years, and we've seen this in the past where these teams are going to be bumped up a classification, and they have the luxury of having a lot of good talent, a lot of depth, and that's why I like Walnut Grove.
That's
I
fair.
like Cam Newton too.
Yeah.
He's a
They are-
superstar.
They are just going to continue to build the entire stinking plane out of Cam Newton. I like Argyle here, and the reason I like Argyle here is, of course, the talent, and also Todd Rogers. Todd Rogers is one of the very best coaches, I think, in Texas high school football. And
sure.
his boys ready to roll. Steps on Melissa. We talked about Region 2. Region 3, all of us are on Richmond Randall, with the exception of Step, who thinks that Iowa Colony finally gets over the hump.
I think Richmond Randall and Iowa Colony is like the Kansas City Chiefs and Buffalo Bills in the NFL, where they always play an insane game, and Richmond Randall is always going to win.
It may be. Like, it's one of those things where Randall feels like it does maybe have their number. I know you guys were on the call for the Rising Game of the Week when Randall played Iowa Colony. It was a whale of a ball game.
They jumped out 21-0 on Richmond Randall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think Randall played a very good game and won, and that was kind of what convinced me. But I think Iowa Colony could win that game. I mean, they've got a great quarterback, a guy who can pull it down and run, and they have a difference maker in Jaden Warren. But the guy that nobody talks about that everybody should be talking about is Daniel Sweeney, their defensive tackle. This dude has a hot motor. He even plays tight end. He very rarely leaves the field. So if there's any takeaway from any of the playoff talk that we talk about today in regards to recruiting, come get Daniel Sweeney. That dude's a P4 level player. He needs to find a home.
Finally, in Region 4, we're kind of split between a lot of, the ball knowers here are split. Bernie, a lot of you guys are on Bernie, Alamo Heights. Of course, that coming from there. I like Gregory Portland. Now, I got burned by Gregory Portland last year, and
I like the pick.
I'm just going to put my hand on the stove again, but I like Gregory
I don't
Portland.
know if they're fast enough to keep up with the other two teams.
That's one of the issues. I agree that may be one of the issues, but
They can hit.
They can hit, absolutely. All right, there it is, 5A Division 2. We are rolling here on the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Today playoff prediction special. Spectacular, I'm sorry. I've been told by my
Come
producer to
on.
call it a spectacular. We're going to take a quick break here. After the break, the Class 4A brackets and which teams we've got heading to Arlington. Stay with us.
Pour some sunshine with new First Light Community Coffee's first ever light roast. This blend has notes of honey and brown sugar that will brighten any part of your day. Try First Light now at communitycoffee.com.
Friday night football is here, and Hometown is trusted by thousands of schools across the nation to make game days effortless. Sell tickets online, easily scan them at the gate, track sales in real time, and keep your community connected with a free athletic website. Make every game a hometown game. Visit hometown.com to learn more.
Every legend starts with a vision. For Dave Campbell, that vision was clear. Tell the story of Texas football like never before. In 1960, he built something no one had before, a magazine that became the Bible of Texas football. Coaches, players, and fans didn't just read it, they lived by it. His words shaped the game. His vision built a legacy. And his name? It will always be written in the story of Texas football. Dave Campbell's Texas Football, where legends begin.
Back here, Texas football today. It's our playoff prediction spectacular. We are on to Class 4A and 4A Division 1. Let's go to the big board and find out what we're thinking in 4A Division 1. And it is universal in Region 1. We'll start with the champion, because we've got it spread out across 3 different teams. Mallory Hartley is subscribed to the don't overthink it model. The defending state champs in Salina, the number 1 team in 4A Division 1. I can't necessarily fault you.
Bo Bentley, I mean, it's their last year before there's going to be 2 high schools in Salina. They're moving up. Like, I'm not overthinking it. I'm going with Bo Bentley in Salina.
Greg Powers, you think Kilgore, the Rage in Red, gets back to AT&T Stadium and finishes the job?
Yeah, I think the team's better than last year. I think that they're able to be more pointsy when they need to be, and they are battle tested out in East Texas this year. They played a brutal schedule and walk away with their heads held high. I do think that 4A Division 1 is one of the most wide open brackets, though, top to bottom across all regions. This one was really tough, but I believe I'm a believer in Kilgore.
Carter, Canyon West Plains, huh?
You know, this one feels like when you're growing up and you take a test and you get out of the room and you're like, hey guys, what'd you get on like question 6? Like, I got 27. And you're like,
I got square.
I got Abraham Lincoln. What? Yeah, this one, I'm on an island here with Canyon West Plains, but it's my preseason state champion pick, so I'm going to keep rolling with them.
I respect that.
I respect that, too.
I
That's fine.
absolutely respect that.
I don't. I like Stephenville in Region 1. And I like
That being said,
I think
have you seen
Stephenville-
Stephenville's defense?
Yeah, I think
Oh my
Stephenville's
gosh.
defense, I think the offense has been fantastic. I don't know. This feels like they have emerged as the most complete team in 4A Division 1. Almost all of us have Salina in Region 2.
Abraham Lincoln over there.
Well, you go to Abraham.
Oh,
we go to,
honest Abe.
yeah, exactly right. Okay, Frisco Panther Creek.
You know, there was talk today in the office about how people liked Frisco Panther Creek, except for then they lost to Sulphur Springs at the end of the year. And I was like, I kind of like them more now. Like, I think it's the start of the championship DVD that lost to Sulphur Springs, and they come out firing in the playoffs. So
Yeah.
I'm going to take Frisco PC.
I like the Panther Creek pick, actually, Carter. I'll give you some respect on that because I was at the Salina Panther Creek game. I don't feel like Panther Creek played particularly well in that game. I don't think Salina played particularly well either. I thought both teams had a down game, but there was very easily a scenario where Panther Creek could have beaten Salina at home, and it could have played out. It just didn't.
On to Region 3, where it is unanimous. So we've got Kilgore winning Region 3, which is funny because I think it's a really tough region, but I do think Kilgore has emerged as the team to beat in Region 3. Region 4 gets interesting. Region 4 gets real interesting. Stepp and I are on Davenport. I really like this Davenport team. I think they are reloaded, and I especially love the defense that they've kind of emerged with. Hartley, Powers, and Yates going with the team that won the region last year. I can't fault that either.
I think Lavernia is a little more battle-tested, having beaten El Campo and Bay City. And then I talked to Brian Knoll, the head coach there, for a story about it's time to forgive these teams for their early season loss. And he said he searches every year for his team's identity. He found it in the word unselfishness, which Sean Garza had 2,200 rushing yards last year and now is a free, strong safety. And then Cooper Knoll, their quarterback this year, was a free safety last year. So many guys have flipped positions, just a real unselfish ball club.
And meanwhile, down in the capital city, that's where Ashley Pickle lives.
Yeah.
Austin LBJ.
I don't know. I'll tell you what it was. Their win against Wimberley in week 2. I understand that it's week 2, but that's probably the toughest opponent that they have faced. They just really impressed me. Obviously, this is an offense that can score. The defense looks incredible, but Marquise Murray, I think he has looked fantastic this year. So yeah, I'm riding with the Jags.
I think the Jags win for the coldest logo.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's very
absolutely.
good.
No kidding.
Absolutely.
And the uniform matchup, y'all get out of here.
Very good. 4A Division 1, there it is, our playoff predictions for 4A Division 1. It's the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Today Playoff Prediction Spectacular. On to 4A Division 2, where you will notice that there is the first time, it's the first time we're getting memed. We all like Carthage. I will just say this. I do not think this is a perfect Carthage team. I don't think they are flawless. I don't think that they are a team that is impenetrable. There have been Carthage teams in the past where it's like nobody's beaten that team. I don't know if this is that team. But the star power they've got, the road that they've walked, and the guy on the headset
That's what it comes down
in
to.
Scott Surratt, I'm not, again, don't overthink it. I ain't overthinking it. I think Carthage is a favorite in 4A Division 2.
If he wins this one, he doesn't have enough fingers for his state championship rings.
Yeah, it has to go on
He
the
is
tag.
11th.
To wear one on a chain.
Yeah.
Gonna have
Of 11,
to.
by the
Yeah.
way. Not just like 11 out of 20. It would be 11 out of 11.
And one other thing about that and is that if you're going to beat Carthage, right? If you're going to beat Carthage, you've got to do it early, okay? Because we all know very famously Scott Surratt is 10-0 in state championship games, right? Gilmore beat him in the quarterfinal, right, in 2023. China Spring beat him in the regional semifinal, right? If they get, and then Liberty Hill beat him in the semifinal in 2018. If you're going to beat them, it has to be before Arlington. Like, it has to be before Arlington. So Region 1 is interesting because all y'all are on Brock, and that's cool. I get it. They've been fantastic. And that win over Graham a couple weeks ago was very impressive. I have been abundantly clear since the preseason that
Brian Bell.
I'm a Greenwood guy. Lincoln Madrid, Brian Hill. I am a Greenwood guy. I'm gonna ride or die with my Rangers.
This is a dude's rock banquet pick.
Listen, I love Greenwood, undefeated. I think they can do it. Like, I don't know. I've been on this team for and they've done nothing to dissuade me.
And I like that pick too. Lincoln Madrid, Greenwood's quarterback, was actually our Built Ford Tough Player of the Week nominee or award recipient a couple weeks ago, week 2, week 3, or something like that. And he just continues to put up dominant performances week after week. This is a guy that you can rely on in the playoffs. And I like that pick.
We talked about Region 2, Carthage, although Pleasant Grove does loom. I think Carthage actually matches up pretty well with this Pleasant Grove team. That's kind of where I'm at. Region 3, all of us like La Vega, a team that played for a state championship a year ago. Let's go to
Abraham Lincoln.
let's go to Belleville.
I'll tell you what, if you can't tell, I filled this out top to bottom, 6A to 2A, and as I got deeper and deeper in the list, I got a little weird. I'm going Belleville because I think something's changed about their offense since the 20-7 loss to Columbus. Since then, they're averaging 50.2 points per game. So I think that that offense is really hard to defend in the playoffs because it's so different the way they run the ball, and I think it's going to give teams problems.
And then we can all just have a fight in Region 4 because we're split down the middle. Pickle, myself, and Step are on Sinton.
I'm on the Micah Green train.
And you guys are on Cuero. Now, we've seen that game before, and Cuero did beat Sinton in a crazy, maybe the game of the year.
That was an awesome game.
Wasn't it a 1-point game?
yeah.
It was. They went down and kicked a field goal to win it.
Or no, Sinton had the game-winning field goal blocked.
Oh, yeah, and blocked.
Yeah,
That's right.
but that was after a crazy comeback by Cuero. I think I'm going with the it's hard to beat a good team twice thing, but flip a coin between those two. They do feel like the favorites in
It
Region.
kind of feels like to me this is Team Texas football tonight in a way versus Team Rising game of the week.
Yeah, it is.
Right here is like a first, like where our lines have
I
been
think we
clearly
should watch that game.
drawn.
We should do a watch
If
along.
it comes down to that game, we should.
I picked Cuero, Walker Dietz. Plus,
Walker
I
Dietz.
picked Lavernia, who Cuero beat, so I had to stay in line with my pick strategy, and I was like, all right, well, Cuero beat Lavernia. I picked Lavernia. I got to pick Cuero.
Yeah, we're making linear lines.
Yeah.
Here.
We've taken a lot of road trips together this year, and I'd say 50% of our conversations about Walker Dietz.
He's a dog. He's
a
a dog
dog.
for sure. There it is, 4A Division 2. Okay, so I want to take a moment here before we get to this next one.
Oh, God.
Carter, you have been in charge of the 3A Division 1 rankings. How would you describe the 3A Division 1 rankings this year?
It's like when you're learning to swim and your parents usually put you in the shallow end with some floaties, and you guys threw me off the diving board into the 12 feet deep pool.
to 3A Division 1 we go, the most chaotic bracket. And
Wow.
look at this.
And everybody's reasoning is, well, we don't
A
know.
lot to break down here. 3A Division 1 is wild. Okay? We have 4 different state championship picks. We've got 4 different Region 1 winners. We've got 4 different Region 2 winners, or 3 different Region 1 winners, 4 different Region 3 winners. No, is that 5? We have 5 different Region 2 winners. It is nuts. Okay. I think everybody can just present their book report, okay? I'll start, okay? I like Paradise in Region 1. I think they're under the radar. I think they've flown under the radar. Pottsboro has that one loss in the year, and all of us scratched our head, right? We're like, oh, man, it's really disappointing. But since then, they have been spectacular. Franklin, I think their best result of the year is when they played Salina down to essentially the wire. And I think that their offense has been a problem. I think they're the favorite there.
Statement loss.
I like Edna in Region 4 because that is the team to beat, in my opinion, in Region 4. And I like Franklin. That is my book report. It is literally unlike anyone else's book report. Mallory, do you want to present your book report?
Yeah. I think Paradise, I really like Paradise. I think that win over Peaster earlier on in the district season really convinced me that this is a team that could win Region 1. Region 2, yeah, I didn't know. I flipped a coin. Gladewater, here's the thing that I went with Gladewater. They have an impressive resume. The win over Atlanta, the win over Liberty Ilo, I thought very, very impressive. They have an easier path.
They're in the clean
In
side of the
Region
region.
2.
Yeah, for sure.
The top of Region 2 is really, and that's kind of what scared me because that's where you find Whitney, Atlanta, Winsboro, Pottsboro, Malakoff.
Yeah.
So I took them based off of, hey, they have the easiest path to get to the semis.
You got Franklin in Region 3. We talked about that. And then the Lano Yellow Jackets.
Sting 'em.
Region 4?
Yeah, Lano.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't
That's a
pick
best
against.
friend pick right
I
there.
could not pick against my Lano Yellow Jackets.
You
Correct.
and I are on Franklin. All right.
And
It's
Franklin,
because
yes.
Arlington didn't make it, so she had to
Yeah.
jump onto the Lano bandwagon.
Yeah, I'm full Stingham right now.
Yeah.
Pickle, you've got Jim Ned in Region 1. You've got Whitney in Region 2.
Yeah, it was one of those things. Jim Ned, I chose to be my state champion. I think they right now have looked like the most consistent team in 3A Division 1, it feels like. In a landscape of absolute chaos, it just felt like some consistency was really nice. Whitney was my hell yeah brother pick. I'm just going full in on the Wildcats. I want it. I need it. That was probably the toughest region to pick. Just point blank.
Pickle, you know what? I love that Whitney pick because they have one of my favorite 27 receivers in the state, Kobe Haynes.
There
I
we
think
go.
he's electric.
Best
the son
recruit
of
in 3A D1.
Coach David Haynes is a kid. Yeah, and I love that pick.
Columbus, thank you. Columbus, I think I doubted Columbus so much. I felt like I needed to give them their credit. They have proven me completely wrong about not going anywhere after losing such an iconic class that we covered for so long. Here's where my heart breaks. I would have absolutely loved to have taken Lano, and I thought about doing it just for the state championship pick. Their quarterback's out. He's been out for about 2 weeks now. They were able to finish out district and still looked really good, but we're playing with a freshman quarterback who our Lano insider Lance Pickle has told me has looked really good for a freshman.
This is inside information.
And they're playing with a sophomore running back. My heart would be the happiest human being in the entire world if the Lano Yellow Jackets could get it done. I'm just a little bit concerned that they're a little bit injury ridden. So I'm going with Jim Ned, but my heart's with Lano. I'm going to be honest.
All right, Powers, I won't make you present on all the teams, but you are the only one who's riding with Malakoff in Region 2.
Yeah, I picked Malakoff. I could very easily see it being Pottsboro. When it gets down to these smaller classifications, I like to dip into the what I know more than what I think I know. And I know Malakoff is always really good. They're battle tested. I want to concentrate probably more on the Edna pick, who I just don't think Lano can get past that hump. Sorry, guys. And I checked my notes. Columbus still has a Showbowl on the team. So they
pretty
get picked
good.
to win the
Oh,
state
yeah,
championship.
yeah.
Right.
As long as there's a Showbowl playing, I believe.
That's a solid strategy.
And meanwhile, one person here
I will not boo you.
truly stinging them. Carter Yates.
I picked Lano for a couple of reasons. One, they were my preseason state championship pick. Two,
I respect that, by the way. I respect that if you're gonna pick a team in the preseason and you just want to be like, I'm gonna ride or die with them, I think that's fair.
I think the second reason is because I love Pickle's alma mater more than she does.
That's very
Okay.
true.
And
Now I'm going to boo you.
Many people are
Boo.
saying
the
that.
third reason is because I didn't know their quarterback was injured.
Okay, fantastic.
We love transparency.
You're also on Peaster. They're in Region 1.
Got to talk about Peaster a little
yeah.
bit too. I think their secondary is a no-fly zone with Mark Tullis and Rhett Kelly. Both the safeties have 5 interceptions each. And then Cade McCullough is the leading receiver, best cover corner, and he has a 50-yard field goal, 2 49-yard field goals, and a 47-yard field goal this year. I think he's going to kick them into a win this year.
I think that's fair. I think I'd love to see Peaster Paradise Part 2. I think that'd be really, really fun. There. That's 3A Division 1. That is as chaotic as it gets. Now for something completely different. 3A Division 2,
Chalk.
where it's pretty chalky. 3 folks are on wall, including Ashley Pickle and Greg Powers. You guys have been Landon Yorked.
I went with the Carter Yates strategy of I've been on wall since day one, and I'm going to stick there. Also, my offensive line pick of Bane Jaskinski.
Oh yeah,
I need to see that man in AT&T Stadium.
yeah.
I just want to admit freely that I woke up at 5:30 a.m. And the first thought that popped into my head was Tidehaven. And
Tell me
I'm
you
like-
got the
This
Texas
is
high school
man-
football virus without telling me.
And I was like, you know what? Like, Greg, you've been talking Tidehaven up. You were going to pick Tidehaven, but when it came down to it, you wrote down Wall. What's wrong with you? Text Tepper and tell him Tidehaven. But I'm going to stick with Wall. That was what my gut said.
This is a man with
This is
a
Rebecca going, honey, what's wrong?
This
It's
is-
Tidehaven.
like this is that meme of like the man and the woman laying in bed, and
I was
it's like
just about to say-
he's probably thinking about other women. He's like, I should have picked Tidehaven.
That's exactly what it was. That's exactly
This is a man
what
with
it
a wife, 2 kids, and a grandchild, and his first thought through his head is Cale Russell.
was. Well, don't forget about the Galvins. I mean, they got some
Boogie
talent.
Galvin too, man.
Wall is a universal pick in Region 1. Gunner's a universal pick in Region 2, but I'm the only one with the courage to take them to 4-Pete. I can't believe, like I was, admittedly, I was the last one to do my picks, and I had seen it. I can't believe I was the only one to pick Gunner. Like, I do have concerns about their defense, for sure. And they've got a sophomore quarterback, but I think that, like, that pedigree is so... It's just got, like, that's going to win the day. I'm not going to overthink it.
There are 19 teams in Texas high school football history who have 3-peated, and there are only 4 who have ever won 4 consecutive state championships.
That's a good stat.
Yeah.
I don't think Gunner can do it.
Okay. All right. What a hater. But we all like them in Region 2. They are the dominant force in Region 2. Region 3, everyone here is on Newton. Step has been trooped up all year.
Trooped up.
This is his Carter Yates preseason pick.
Yeah. And then all of us are on Tidehaven in Region 4, which I think I don't feel great about because I think Region 4 is pretty loaded, but I do think Tidehaven's the best team there.
You know, the senior class is 47-7. Cale Russell, the quarterback, has been the starter for all of it. It's the most accomplished senior class. And, you know, they call this guy the Apostle Cale because he leads Bible study after games. I think he's going to put up a biblical performance this postseason.
You're also on Tidehaven.
Yeah, well, they won the state 7-on-7 championship in Division 3. Why not go win a state championship? And they're returning all the pieces from last year. They were so close to beating Woodville in the state championship last year. I think they're ready for the return.
Okay.
And we can all just agree that David Lucio rocks.
David Lucio does
we don't
rock.
have to-
Correct.
We don't have to make this harder than it needs to be.
There it is, 3A Division 2, our predictions for that particular bracket. We're rolling here on the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Today Playoff Prediction Spectacular. After the break, while you go to texasfootball.com/playoffs, open another tab, go to texasfootball.com/playoffs, and get your printable, downloadable playoff brackets. After the break, the Class 2A and 6-man prediction.
Pour some sunshine with new First Light Community Coffee's first ever light roast. This blend has notes of honey and brown sugar that will brighten any part of your day. Try First Light now at communitycoffee.com.
Friday night football is here, and Hometown is trusted by thousands of schools across the nation to make game days effortless. Sell tickets online, easily scan them at the gate, track sales in real time, and keep your community connected with a free athletic website. Make every game a hometown game. Visit hometown.com to learn more.
Every legend starts with a vision. For Dave Campbell, that vision was clear. Tell the story of Texas football like never before. In 1960, he built something no one had before, a magazine that became the Bible of Texas football. Coaches, players, and fans didn't just read it, they lived by it. His words shaped the game. His vision built a legacy. And his name? It will always be written in the story of Texas football. Dave Campbell's Texas Football, where legends begin.
Back here on the Texas Football Today Playoff Prediction Spectacular. Greg Tepper, Ashley Pickle, Mallory Hartley, Greg Powers, and Carter Yates. It's a full house here in the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Studio as we unveil our Class 2A Division I playoff predictions. And there's some things to talk about here. I will say this. Everyone in this room believes that the winner is coming from Region 4. You know, the four of y'all are on Refugio. I don't see any reason. They've been wire to wire number one. They have been fantastic. I took Ganado for two reasons. One, they are the reigning state champs. And two, they have beaten Refugio each of the last 2 years. That's it. That's the only reason. But I think that is certainly there. I do like this Refugio team a lot, though. I think they're going to be really dangerous.
And last year they missed the regional final for the first time in 17 years. It's insane how good the program is when 11-2 is a failure. I think they're coming for revenge this year.
Go ahead.
My reasoning was just they've been the wire to wire number one overall team in the state of Texas this year. Why pick against them now?
Yeah, they've left no doubt, for sure. I think that's totally fair. To Region 1 we go, which is just, it's like, which superstar do you like?
Yeah.
And here to talk about Christian Villarreal is WTF.
Like, he's got to break the record, right? He has to. And if he does that, like, he's in legitimate conversation as the player of the year in the state of Texas. I'm riding the Ozona Express, as my dad deemed it.
So funny enough, I got to actually talk to Christian Villarreal week 1 of the season because he was our Built for Tough 2A player of the year. 2A player of the week, week 1. And he had an unbelievable performance, but it was just like an average day for him. And I didn't realize that week 1 until he kept going and going and then putting up those kinds of performances each week. Like, he's got me a believer in this team.
Three of us are on Panhandle. Step, Carter, and I are on Panhandle. I'm a Broxton Robinson guy. I just think
he's good.
I think he's a special player. Although we got one person who had the courage to take the big damn Lobos of Cisco.
You know what? I went out on a limb here with Cisco. I kind of wanted to pick Hawley.
Oh,
I kind of wanted to pick Hawley. Cisco beat Hawley. It was in pretty. I don't want to say it was like a dominating game, but I thought Cisco won that game fairly, and that's why I picked them. I struggled in this because you know what? I haven't watched enough Panhandle to be able to. I know Broxton Robinson is really good, but I just couldn't get down with it. But picking them to win state makes me feel like I'm definitely going to be wrong now.
Well, I will say somebody's in the comment has brought up the point that Panhandle has never made it past the second round of the playoffs in program history.
They have an insane draw against Post, who was 13-1 last year, and then taking on Cisco in the second round. So for Cisco, they've got to hope those two teams just beat each other up and they come limping into that second round game.
This is also the bracket to take it. Region 1, 2A, Division 1. I thought this was the one that, like, literally anything could happen. So if you're going to take a shot here.
Well, and you know why? Because all of those teams are capable of putting up an insane
Yeah.
number of points. Like, if you're like, this is literally, it's the crazy man in the fight region. You know, it's who can get to 70 first. You still might lose the game.
I think it's Case McElroy is their sophomore quarterback there at Cisco. He has been a dog, really good. Okay, Region 2 is the official region.
Yeah,
of,
you're a fake Frankston fan.
of Tep and Step.
You are fake.
I'll tell you why. I'm a fake
Fakeston.
Frankston fan. I am Fakeston. I'll tell you this. I think this is literally the only reason I'm taking Axtell to win it. Is that I think Region 2 is going to give us another surprise. Last year, Hamilton was a bit of a surprise to win the region. Frankston has been dominant, but if you take a look at this defense for Craig Horn's ball club, they've played 8 full ball games, and they've given up 48 points all year. Their defense is loaded defensively, including beating Crawford 34-7, which is a real signature win. I'm going to ride with Axtell, but Region 2 feels way up for grabs. Powers, you went with the reigning regional champs in Hamilton. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And the rest of y'all are on Frankston, which I can't. Region two has been like the talk of Tep and Step all year because we just love the chaos there. I just think we're in for more chaos.
Yeah, I think Hamilton has a pretty nice pathway to get into that regional championship game in this bracket. And then there's more questions to me in the bottom half of the bracket to who makes it out. So it's harder to predict in my mind what that game might look like. And that's why I went with Hamilton, because they've been there, done that. They had their remarkable run last year. Back for more this year.
Do you ever go to a restaurant and you order and then and the guy behind you hear their order and they order better than you? That's how I'm feeling about Powers' Region 3 pick with Wascom, because I took Honeygrove like a lot of folks. But man, I like this Wascom team a lot, Powers.
Yeah, Wascom also they're tough.
Yeah.
They're really tough, and that's why I like them. Honeygrove does have that dude.
The mitochondria.
The mitochondria, Rylan Morris.
The powerhouse of the cell.
He's the powerhouse of this offense.
The 4-star Baylor commit. If there's anybody in this whole bracket that could just take over and win a state championship, I think it's Rylan Morris, but it's a lot to ask. He plays on both sides of the ball. By the time they get down to that final game, is he going to have enough gas left in the tank? He's probably going to DM me and say, yes, I do, and here's why, and then I'm going to prove it on tape. But yeah.
And he's a senior this year.
Yeah.
I mean,
Rylan Morris is a dog.
He's a dog.
He is terrific. Meanwhile, Elysian Fields, they're in Region 3.
I picked Elysian Fields because I talked to their head coach, Bo Maines, for a story about under-the-radar undefeated teams, and he told me he got there, in the offseason, new head coach. He lives on campus, and anytime he steps outside his door on campus, he sees the stadium lights on and knows it's Brandon Nunu Kennedy and sophomore Alex Simmons getting extra work in. So, yeah, get ready for that Nunu.
Yeah, Nunu Kennedy is there's a lot of star power in Region 3. It's going to be really fun. We talked a lot about Region 4 with Refugio and Canedo. Feels like we're heading for a part 3 of that budding rivalry. That is 2A Division 1. On to the smallest 11-man classification, 2A Division 2, where we've got a few different things to talk about here. Especially, we'll just start with where we all disagree, and that is in Region 1. Region 1, we're pretty fairly split between 3 teams. Ropes, all the ball knowers are on Ropes. Hartley, Stepp, and myself. We like this Ropes team. Pickle and Powers, you guys are on Stratford. I can't fault you there. I've been really impressed with how Stratford has reloaded because that was a team that when they lost Bryce Braden a year ago, I was like, okay, well, fall back to earth. They've really reloaded in a hurry. I've been impressed. And then Carter, the Groover Greyhounds.
I like Groover to win their first state championship in program history, and it's about the quarterback Briggs Satterfield. He returned 3 of his top wide receivers this year. That offense spins it around the yard. But are we in the trust tree right now?
Ask Pickle.
Yeah, there's no one listening.
Yeah.
at all.
Okay, well, that's good because, guys, I really feel like after we go down our answers and I'm on an island more and more, I feel like I'm going to bomb this test.
Okay, the rest of it in the regions is unanimous. We've all got Munster in Region 2. We've all got Bremont in Region 3, and we've all got Shiner in Region 4. But when you get to the state championship pick, that's when things get a little bit cattywampus. Hartley and Yates, the Bremont Tigers are bringing it home.
I like Tank Scott, man. Tank Scott is a dude. He's got an ETBU offer. He's been carrying this team all the way. I really like Bremont. This is a solid team. They're outscoring opponents 488 to 118. This is a fun team.
Their win over Chilton a couple weeks ago was the one that really caught my eye. I was like, oh, this team might be a problem.
Yeah.
Well, their speed. I think it's the speed of that team. That they have a different level of speed on Bremont.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Chilton was the one team that could match them with athletes, and Bremont did not have a problem with them at all. So I love Tank Scott. I love the narrative of Jeff Kozowski winning a state championship with his son. It'd be the first since the three-peat with Rashad Paul.
Yeah. Powers, you and Stepp are on Shiner. They're the number 1 team in 2A Division 2. They're undefeated. They played in a title game last year and came basically within a play of winning it. I can't fault you there. I think Shiner's been fantastic.
Do I need to say more than just look at their logo and see
true.
why that I would probably hedge my bets towards Shiner?
Yeah, look at his picture here, and then
Again, linear lines.
Yeah, just draw there. Pickle, Texas football today.
Yeah.
We're all we're doing is just picking the team that won the title last year. That brings back Like
Case
the
and
best
Carney.
player in 2A Division II in Case and Carney.
Yeah, I mean, Munster has looked absolutely incredible. I think it's easy to look at their resume and say, okay, they've got some losses on the year. If you go look at those teams, they're playing teams that are twice to
Yes.
3 times as big as they are. Those offensive lines, when you get down into that, I mean, they have an incredible offensive line. I love Munster. I think Coach Carney with his son, I don't see any way they don't repeat.
Well,
yeah.
can I bring up a point? We're all ball knowers here. We're talking about Munster. I agree with you guys, but can we at least admit that Region 2 probably shouldn't have been a clean sweep? I get that people are picking
Yeah.
them to win state, but this is
Yeah.
a region that has a lot of good. That's where I fell off.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
my
Win-
uncertainty with Munster winning Region 2 made it to where I couldn't pick them to win the state championship.
Windthorst, Albany, Collinsville, Lindsay,
Hamlin.
Hamlin.
Yeah.
It's a really, really
It's a
good
gauntlet.
region.
Well, and that second round potential matchup with Wellington's
This
tough.
is one of those examples where I would say that I like unanimity does not mean certainty. We keep saying that unanimity does not mean certainty. Munster absolutely. I think. Look, I think Junction could beat Shiner in Region 4. I mean that sincerely. Junction has been a wagon.
It's kind of one of those things with your state picks. Do you put more stock into the fact that they're going to be the most battle-tested team, so they're going to win, or are they going to be worn out by
Right.
the time they get there?
And well, especially at the small school level, at 2A Division
Oh,
2,
yeah,
where
absolutely.
like the margins are so thin anyway.
You got to worry about
yeah.
injury there
Yes,
too.
exactly. There it is, 2A Division 2. But don't you worry, we didn't forget about you, six-man football. We have put together a panel of experts in six-man football. Bobby Brown, our friend from Texas 1A fan, Lehman Saunders, a six-man football guru, and Craig Sperry up there at Press Pass Sports. In 1A Division 1, kind of boring. I will say 1A Division 1, it feels pretty stratified. Whiteface, I think, by beating Borden County in Week 11, kind of emerged as the favorite in Region 1. Water Valley, I think, is very clearly the second best team in 1A Division 2, 1A Division 1, in my opinion. They have been spectacular. Aquila coming off of a perfect regular season. TC Hennig is the name to know, a sophomore. He is the next big thing. But we are all unanimous in the Gordon Longhorns. The Gordon Longhorns Express there has been unstoppable, and they look like a dominant team.
Even when they play 11-man games.
Yeah, even when they play 11-man games. Go ask Thorndale. Absolutely. Meanwhile, in 1A Division 2, a little bit more of a change. We're all the same in regions. Again, pretty stratified regionally. Klondike and Jayton in a semifinal is in many respects kind of the state championship game. That, in my mind, the West, Region 1, Region 2 is considered the West, Region 3, Region 4, the East. Looks like that. You've got the defending state champs in Jayton up against Klondike and Coach Dalton DeGraff and Reed. Both, I think, are very clearly the two best teams, in my opinion, in 1A Division 2. Strawn, we've got winning Region 3, and it's Richland Springs, a clean sweep in Region 4, but we are split. Bobby Brown and Craig Sperry taking Klondike, and Lehman and I on Jayton to repeat. So there it is. The 1A Division 2 predictions, and other than that, we don't really have a whole lot of thoughts on Texas high school football, right? All of us are we haven't done. I don't know about you guys. When we got done on Friday, when I got done on Saturday, I went home. Like my brain was just like racing with like brackets and pairings and stuff like that. It's sicko
Powers
hours.
just said he woke up and his first thought was Titan.
I know
That rocks.
you guys thought it would have been like Duncanville or North Shore or Allen, but no, it was Tidehaven.
Tidehaven, absolutely. Okay. Do you guys want to tease Rising? You guys want to tease what you guys got going?
For the game, or
Yeah.
We've got a lot of things
You guys
going on.
yeah, we got a lot of
Rising,
things.
The
Rising
magazine,
suite,
like
the Rising suite of things. What do you guys got going?
Well, I'll plug off the top. We just updated our top 10 prospects in the class of 2026. Just released and updated this morning at 11 a.m. So that's all out. A little bit
Couple
of
of
a
new ones in
spoiler.
there, yeah.
Landon Barnes makes his debut in the top 10. Tremendous defensive end for Duncanville, game changer. Tomorrow we'll be back at noon for This Week in Recruiting, where we name a trio of star players who are on the rise throughout the Lone Star State. And then on Friday, the Rising crew out at Duncanville to see Temple take on the Panthers.
Well, and just a teaser too, we're going to see 3 of the top 10 class of 2026 players on Friday. So
Yeah.
it's a big prospect game for us. It'll be fun.
For sure.
Carter Yates, what are you doing?
Playoff articles all day, every day.
Writing.
On TexasFootball.com. And also, we'll be at the Rising Game of the Week on Friday. So excited for that.
Pickle, what's new in your world?
Oh, nothing. Playoffs aren't a busy time for me at
No,
all.
you're
No.
just sitting around,
Just
nothing to do.
nothing
That's
happening.
Vianney Moreno's thumb. That is going to do it for us. Thank you for joining us on the Texas Football Today Playoff Prediction Special. A reminder, TexasFootball.com/playoffs has all your brackets, all your predictions, all your pairings, all your matchup infos, all your sleepers, everything you need for the 2025 Texas High School Football Playoffs can be found at TexasFootball.com/playoffs. That is going to do it for us. Thanks for spending part of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. On behalf of Ashley Pickle, Mallory Hartley, Greg Powers, Carter Yates, I'm Greg Tepper. We will see you Thursday on Texas Football Today.